Today for brunch, we are having a strata. A strata is a breakfast casserole that's like an eggy, cheesy, savory bread pudding, and it is delicious. It's also really good to make the night before and then serve to guests because it's really big, and that's exactly what I'm doing. My friend Burns is on her way over, and I would rather chat with her over breakfast cocktails than mess around in the kitchen. The strata that we're making is a sausage and summer squash strata with gruyere cheese. It is super easy to put together. It took me about 20 minutes last night. And before I tell you how I did that, let's make our breakfast cocktails. Now for our breakfast cocktails, we are making Bloody Marias. This is basically a Bloody Mary with tequila instead of vodka. So we're gonna take our glasses and line the rim with a mix of celery salt, smoked paprika, salt, and pepper. Then in our shaker, we are gonna mix 6 to 8 ounces of tequila, the juice of 1 lime, squeeze that all in there. We're also gonna add the juice from half a lemon, then a few dashes of Worcestershire sauce, and more than a few dashes of Tabasco. Next, we're gonna add our tomato juice. I'm using about 10 to 12 ounces, but you can add more if you want. And then shake that all up in your shaker. Pour that into the glasses that have the beautiful rims that you made. And we all know that the garnish is the most important part of any kind of Bloody Mary or Maria. And I'm using some smoked chorizo, some olives, and these really amazing pickled peppers and onions that I've made. My aunt gave me these gorgeous vegetables from their farm, and I have been experimenting with pickling, you guys. So we're gonna add some of those onto our garnish too. Okay guys, so now we have our Bloody Marias, and they look really good. Cheers. And we're gonna finish making brunch in a minute.
She spilled mine everywhere. Not on camera.
Not on purpose.
Whoa, yum.
Oh, this is good, huh? Okay, now I'm going to explain to you guys how I actually made this delicious strata, which has been sitting in my fridge since last night. First, I sliced up a loaf of bread. I used Italian white, but you can use French bread or any other kind of bread that you want to use. And I toasted mine a little bit in the oven because I don't want it to be too moist so that the bread is dry and will absorb all this delicious custard. Next, I chopped up my squash into bite-sized bits. I used yellow squash and zucchini, but you can use whatever vegetables that you want. I also chopped up an entire Spanish onion. For the sausage, I used sweet Italian sausage, but you can use whatever you want. I took the sausage out of the casing, and then I browned it in the pan while breaking it up into like tiny little bits. Once that looked cooked, I took it out of the pan and then threw those onions right in. I cooked the onions until they were getting soft and fragrant, and then I added in that squash. I also was adding salt and pepper to everything as I went. This is really important, you guys. Next, I chopped up some fresh herbs from my garden. I used sage and thyme, and I added those herbs right into the pan. When my vegetables were starting to cook pretty well, I put the sausage back in and then cooked everything else for a few more minutes to get all the flavors to come together. Then I transferred that into a bowl, which was too small, so I then transferred it into a larger bowl. And next I made the custard. For the custard, I cracked 8 eggs into a bowl and whisked those up. Then I added 2 cups of heavy cream. I know it's a lot, but this is gonna taste so good, you guys. I think it's okay. Then for the cheese, I used gruyere, but again, use whatever kind of cheese you want. Cheddar's really nice too. But I grated the entire thing of gruyere, and I put half of that in the custard. We're gonna save the other half to put on top of the strata before we cook it. Then I greased my baking dish with lots of butter, and I transferred that bread mixture right into that pan. And for the last step, I just poured the custard right over and kind of pressed it down to make sure that everything is evenly distributed and the bread is like really submerged into that custard mixture. Then I just covered it and put it in the fridge where it has been living since last night. And now we're getting ready to bake it. So now the last thing that we need to do for the strata is just sprinkle it with the last half of our shredded gruyere. and put it in our oven, which is almost preheated. And then I'm just gonna bake it at 350 for about 45 minutes. Okay guys, it has been about 45 minutes. At the very end, I have cranked up the heat to like broil so we can try to get some browned cheese on the top, and we're ready to take it out of the oven. Wow, this looks so good. You can see the strata is browned on the top. It looks amazing. I am so excited to eat this. Okay, I am slicing the strata. Okay, I was a little worried about it being too dry, but it's looking really moist, which is good. Look at how delicious this looks. And we're gonna eat it now. I'm gonna serve this with some hash browns that I've made that I have been cooking in duck fat. That's right. Just to go with this, because we didn't have you know, an unhealthy enough breakfast as it was. We need to add a little bit onto this. So we have our delicious strata and hash browns. Oh my God. Okay guys, we are digging into our strata and I'm really excited.
So good.
Is it so good, Brandon? Is it good?
It's good. I have no idea what's in this, but it's real good.
Good.
It's delicious.
Yay. Wait, I'm gonna try it.
It's perfectly cooked.
It's so good, you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching. We are gonna finish our strata now, and I hope you really like the recipe, and we'll see you on the next brunch. Bye. Say goodbye.